Designing your dragster in Autodesk 2012. First, open up your dragster blank. This is the piece of wood you'll receive, and everyone will have to drill their CO2 hole and their axle holes in their blocks of wood. Please save this to your Z drive as Dragster Design 1. This way, you'll have two files that are the same thing, so therefore if you make a mistake with your Dragster Design, you can always just open up your Dragster blank and be good to go. Please create a 2D sketch on your side view. Start to think about how you want to design your dragster. If you want to use the bandsaw, you'll be cutting out straight lines. If you want to use the drill press, you'll be drilling circles and cutting them out. We know that we can only extrude shapes. Therefore, if you were to cut this part of your dragster off, you actually have to make it an entire shape. A shape is where all sides are closed. I can then finish my sketch and use the extrude tool to cut that portion out. Instead of joining it together, I'll use the cut option, and I want it to go through the entire dragster, so if I make it a large number, like 2, I know it will go through the whole thing. Therefore, looking at my dragster, if I cut that out, that would be fine. You can continue to do this until you get your dragster whittled down to the block of wood that you want to actually erase. I would highly suggest making each 2D sketch a separate thing. You want to make sure that you're staying far away from your CO2 hole. That's why it's helpful to have the material be something clear so you can see through it. So say that you want to have a spoiler in the back view, like this. You can then finish your sketch, extrude using the cut feature, cutting that all the way through and having that portion go away. Another neat thing to do is to have fenders. A fender would allow your dragster wheels to be kind of inset inside your dragster. I'm going to use the circle tool and dimension that circle to be 1.5. That's the diameter of my wheel. When I finish my sketch and I extrude, I'll select only this wheel and I want to cut into it 0.5. That way, if you see, my wheels will actually be inside of my dragster. I would want to do this on the other side as well. So I would hit 2D sketch, draw my circle, dimension the circle to be 1.5, and cut it into my dragster by using the extrude tool. Again, it's important that I only select my circle, and I make sure by looking at my profile view that it goes inside. Another neat thing to use, folks, is the fillet tool. In the 3D mode, if I click fillet, I can click an edge and it will round that edge. If you'd like to use the sander, that would be one way to show this on your dragster. I'm going to hit OK. Now say that I do something and I don't quite like it anymore, like this extrusion way back here, number 3. That's why this side panel is very helpful. I can go through and I can edit things. So if I right click, I can say edit sketch. If I want to just click and maybe drag this up a little bit, if I like that instead, I can finish my sketch, see if that looks better to me. If I don't like it at all, I could right click and say delete and say OK. When I'm doing my 2D sketches, another cool thing to use is called spline. Spline is a curvy line. So if I click, the next place that I click, that's where my line is going to start to bend. So again, folks, please think of how you want your overall dragster to look. Say something like this. If I hit the enter button, that stays. I know that I need a full shape in order to extrude. So again, I'll just use my line tool, draw outside of my dragster, so now I have a shape, finish my sketch, click extrude, cut through all the way, so some large number like 2, select this, and it goes away. Please make sure that you're not only cutting things out of your side view, but also your top view. When you go to create a top view, undo. If I go to create a 2D sketch in this view, perhaps it would be easiest if I sketched it from the bottom up. Again, you want to make sure that your dragster is lightweight. Some ways to do that is to maybe cut out this portion here. I want to make sure that I at least have a 1/2 inch, and I just happen to have that. It's pretty amazing that it worked out that way. And I can